Oh, my dear Cornelia Arnolda Johanna Ten Boom. My little Corrie.
When did you learn you were going to get the privilege of fulfilling this role?
And the privilege it truly is. Efrem, I'm glad you said that. It was one of those phone calls that you never forget. I couldn't wait for my husband to get home. When he walked in the door, I said, "You will not believe who just called me and what has been offered to me." And the first thing out of his mouth was, "You were born to do this."
When the time comes for courage, your father will give you everything you need.
So you're the best person for us to ask, who is Corrie Ten Boom?
She was the first licensed female watchmaker in Holland. She was born into a godly family.
I have stared into the great darkness, Pickwick. I'm a witness.
She is a hero because at a certain moment in time, she was tapped on the shoulder and given the opportunity to join the Dutch resistance and be a part of the underground to help rescue Jews during World War II.
What brings you to town this morning, Willem?
I have some news.
She and her family, for generations, practiced hospitality. In fact, her grandfather, 100 years before World War II, began a weekly prayer meeting in their home for the Jews. Anti-Semitism was already on the rise. And so the groundwork was laid there for godliness and for hospitality. So when the moment came in 1940 for them to be a part of this, they just continued to practice hospitality. But now the stakes were very high. Now it was a life and death opportunity.
Confess!
We kept no Jews. We conducted no raids. We kept no Jews. We conducted no
Do
raids.
you know your father and your sister have already confessed?
Why do you think it's important for this to go from stage now to screen?
Because it will reach so many more people. We'll get to know this story. The current generation doesn't know a lot about Corrie. And it's so important for this story to be retold and retold, not only from the standpoint that if you don't know history, you're doomed to repeat it, but also we need to be encouraged. We need to know the names of the people in that cloud of witnesses. And the fact that it's going to be global now just thrills my soul.
Amazing. How did this change you?
Well, you can't read this story without going, what would I do? Besides just admiring her so much, I had to make personal application. And it has caused me to reflect and decide, what hills will I die on? Do I treasure Christ above all else so that I would be willing to die in order to stay faithful to Him? So it sort of gives you this perspective on what's important and to decide now. And now's the time to decide it, Efrem.
Yeah.
Before the heat is cranked up on you, decide it now. Draw that line in the sand now and go, okay, this is what I would die for.
We kept no Jews. We conducted no raids. We were watch keepers. We kept our watches. We kept watch.
Wow. Really powerful interview with that actress, Nan Gurley. And what an incredible story. I mean, Corrie Ten Boom is very much a hero of the faith. And I just love that someone is choosing to tell her story in a really powerful way on stage, but also now bringing that to big screens where people can watch it at home and really learn about her. Because I would argue that maybe the younger generation doesn't even really know about Corrie Ten Boom and what she did and the heroism of her and her entire family. And then also the story of forgiveness. I mean, she ended up going to the concentration camp, surviving, but ultimately forgiving her tormentor, someone who literally tortured her. So,
you know, one of the things that struck me in that story was the legacy of prayer and hospitality, and how that was passed on from generation to generation. And it really lent to Corrie Ten Boom taking the stand for justice and seeking ways to be the hero in that time. And I think there's a call for all of us.
Absolutely.
You know, at some point in time, even for me, I can look back on my family history and see that the Lord was leading me to do what I'm doing and has put me in situations. It wasn't anything that was planned, but, you know, taking a stand for justice, taking a stand for righteousness, taking a stand for truth. I think it's something that we should all ask ourselves. I'm sure you have even
Absolutely.
had moments.
And I love what the actress Nan said. She was like, you know, figure it out now. What hill are you going to die on? Are you gonna sacrifice your life for Jesus because he sacrificed his life for you? And I just also was reminded of the scripture, James 2:14. What good is it if someone claims to have faith but has no deeds? And then verse 17, faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead. And I think Corrie Ten Boom was an incredible example of that.
Absolutely.
Absolute hero of the faith.
Hey everyone, I'm Ashley Key. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so we can reach more people with encouraging content like you just watched, and so you never miss a beat. See you next time, and God bless.